Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Spears and Steinberg podcast. Right here with Spears.
How y'all feel out there?
Steinberg. What time is it? Game time.
Hey, it's me, Louis Anderson. Yeah, as many of you know, I've departed. I want to say thank you to all my fans and well-wishers. It was a cool time while I was there, but I'm in a better place now. I'm hungry. You know, a lot of you may notice that when you see my picture, I have a weird grin, and my teeth are kind of open and jagged, and I got that huge space in the middle. That's because, you know, I was sucking cock, and a big black guy, as he pulled out, he just jammed all my teeth forward and turned it into an open mosh pit. I love black cock. As a matter of fact, as he pulled out, I said to him, "Hey, what's your name?" And he said, "Oh, Steve."
Dude, I want to say a shout out to Louis because he was very funny and you know, rest in peace. But after what you just said, it doesn't even sound like the right order.
He would love it.
Yeah, you know what?
He's a comic.
Yeah, I know.
The same way with Bob Saget. They all want you to show up at their eulogy with jokes.
Yeah, you're right. I know you're right. And I know at Bob Saget's eulogy, I know some of the comics were trying to be funny. And some people got a little ruffled, but this is comedy, man. And, you know, I hope when I go out that there's enough comics that like me that might show up at my funeral and actually fucking roast me. Because that's what
That's an honor, man. You go out on your, you know.
But he was so, I honestly, I remember seeing Louis on Johnny Carson the first time, and I watched him with my mom, and we thought he was the funniest. And honestly, in today, I don't think you could do all fat jokes on as your entry into comedy into like a Carson. But so fucking funny. I mean, to me, that was to be able to make fun of yourself the way that he did. It was
the king of fat jokes in terms of self-deprecation to me is John Panette.
Yeah, but Panette just wasn't around as long as Louis, obviously. Right. And Louis had that residency that he was doing in Vegas for I don't know how long. Louis was very funny. Tom Rhodes, somebody I consider to be a comedy friend. He's a very nice guy, friend, been very nice to me. But he has one of the best Louis jokes, and I'm not going to tell it. If you want to look up Tom Rhodes and find it, very funny. But just from what I understand, and I never got to really meet Louis, just nice guy, funny, with that Midwest attitude. Is he from Wisconsin?
I don't know.
I know he's from the Midwest. Anyway, rest in peace, Louis, man. Gonna lose weight now.
Yeah. And Steve, real quick on a note, after I say the "Oh, Steve," just play the music, obviously, and then have us come in with everything that we just said. Going back to regular conversation in 3, 2, 1. Hey, Andy, have you ever smelled a guy's cock after he's been working out? When you put it in your mouth, it smells like spoiled roast beef from a Jewish jogger's pants.
It's a very specific joke there, Louis. Very.
Yeah, it is.
You really have to have some familiarity with that.
Just so you know, I'm not the only gay comic. Paul Mooney was gay. Nigga, mind your goddamn business, Louis. You know nothing about my sexuality. Oh, I would love Paul to suck your brachole. I bet you it's just angry and militant. Nigga, my dick is a nigga dick. It'll protest you all in your mouth. There will be no sit-ins. It'll be a protest and of orgasmic semen proportions, nigga. Sounds like dessert. All right, sorry.
I know everything we said about comedy. I just can't wait to someone's going to hear it, and then they're going to tell someone.
We will have officially arrived. When we get our cancellation papers, we have officially arrived.
I just can't wait till someone gets mad about it. But whatever.
All right.
But didn't Louis kind of a little bit sound like I'm going to forget her name, man. The one who started the comedy store.
Mitzi Shore.
They had like a similar tone.
Mitzi was more, but yeah, no, I see it. Like if
it's that Midwest thing.
If my stomach was a puppet, it would be Louis Anderson. Oh my God, Aries, I'm starving.
I think that's who should be your stomach.
That's the voice of my stomach. Oh my God, throw down some more cheese.
Did you ever you guys were all in California at the same time.
I told you, he lived near my house. I ran into him at 7-Eleven one time, and he knows that, Will Sasso played him in a skit that we did. Go look it up on YouTube, Family Feud. It was great. I know I said this before the podcast, but it was the Miggers versus the Crackers.
Yeah, that's right.
And name something horrible that white people did to black people. Slavery, good answer. All right, let's face it, some of us miss it. Show me slavery.
But was that the only time? What was he getting at 7-Eleven?
Probably candy and bread so he could make chocolate bar sandwiches. Oh, God, Andy, have you ever had a Twix and a Subway and a Kit Kat in between sourdough? There's nothing tastier than a chocolate bar sandwich. Right. And top it off with ranch. All right. I like this first one. How she describes this. This is beautiful. Solomon Zaire, the woman that called you nigger. / and Andrew Carey, Andy. What's going on, A&A in your face? I like this line. Ready? Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor of the radio. And respectfully all crafts and arts Aries. That is nice.
I actually love the comparison. I would take that all day. I would take that
Richard
all day.
Pryor and Gene Wilder.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nice. All right.
We should do a silver streak, like
the scene where you paint yourself in blackface and I'm walking with the radio.
Just to end my career even faster than it could possibly end. But no, just that silver streak poster, and we just put our face just for a promo. Okay. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. I want to start off by saying much respect to the conversations you bring to the world, melted in humor, seasoned with a little I don't give a fuck. It's amazing. But I wrote today, respectfully disrespectful. Andrew, for you to say so much, you didn't say shit. You happily sat on your ass on the fence like you usually do. Yes, you make excellent points, and then you fuck it up with your buts and ands. Mississippi isn't bad, the people are. Come on, nigga. That's like fucking a bitch with no dick. Just disrespectful and no point. Pun intended. Shake my head. You were quick and to the point about the rabbis whom you so delicately snuck in there first, but at the same time, firm in your stance. And it's not just on racial discussions. You are Tina Turner without the voice, and Aries is Ike, just not abusive, but very apologetic. You backtrack when you're challenged, hold your balls and say what the fuck you mean, not what will sound right. Nairobi Aries Spears, I bet that caught your attention. Just like only your mother is the only one that should be able to call you that. She's also the only person that should feel comfortable calling you a nigga. That white kidney bean built bitch, rootin' tootin' cowboy, bootin' cum dumpster was never supposed to be able to continue to speak in your presence. I hope you write a whole bit about this disrespectful woman in the future. Fuck that disrespectful bitch. You should have told her. She couldn't hold it, but she can wash her. Fuck that disrespectful bitch. You should have told her she couldn't hold it, but she can wash her mouth out with it. Hands free. Being a child from the Chi, this has to be near and dear to your heart. Look at Tamir Rice and Emmett together and tell me shit changed. And have anyone ever questioned Did this boy even whistle? And who was there to tell on him for what the fuck he did or didn't do? Until we're human, we don't count. Like Jay said, still niggas, and Andy, that includes you too. Peace, Solomon. Let me apologize. I think this is a dude.
Okay. Well, first of all, I hope you listen to next week's episode. I think is where I describe it, where I try to explain
Next week's
Wednesday episode.
No, next week's Wednesday episode is the serial killer.
Yeah, that's next week.
Okay,
because this is the emails that's going to go on this week.
Right, but what did you say? Okay, let me shut up. Go ahead.
Okay, because I think I explained a little bit in my head how I made some points, and then what you call backtracking is actually me thinking of the thoughts all the way through. Man, listen, if you really break down things the way that I break down in my head, and as I pointed out, I can make a case for other sides and see things in different directions. To a lot of people, including yourself, who just said, I backtrack, hold my position. I'm going to keep my position. What you don't know about me is I have my beliefs are different than my thoughts. And the reason I say that is I sometimes overthink myself or outthink myself and then try to see it from a different position or a different angle and try to understand as much as I can. Because as people, we should be able to see all the positions. If you're a warrior, you want in the idea of the art of war is to know your enemy. And if you can't think all the positions, you can't know who is your enemy even. That's kind of how I think. It's not really backtracking. I know who I am, and I know that I keep myself with my actual beliefs. But to have a conversation is a completely different idea. And for me, I'm open to all conversation, all doors, and I want to hear them all because that's the only way I can get other perspective. And to know you're right is to be able to ingest those other perspectives and still come out with your same conclusion. That's who I am. And I know some people on this who listen to this podcast have a problem with it, but I'm telling you, you may believe you're right just because you believe you're right. And that's fine. That's conviction. I'm proud of you. Go with that. But to take your idea and let other people's words and ideas in your head and then still come back and know that your conviction is right, to me, that's how I work because I know I have allowed you to speak and you're still fucking wrong.
And, I would say that I get what you're saying about the Tamir Rice versus Emmett Till thing, or the not the versus, but Emmett Till and Tamir Rice in terms of has shit changed? No, but yes. Obviously, there's still some things that we're still doing that we did back then in terms of protests, in terms of still fighting for, justice and equality. But have things changed? Yes. Because now a cop can get convicted for putting his knee on a black man's neck. And that's a cop, let alone regular civilians. So yes, there's been some change. To say that there's been no change whatsoever would be wrong. But again, you're right. Because, D.L. Hewley posted something where I forget the brother's name, black ball guy, was somewhere in the White House and they were holding some sort of thing talking about voters' rights and someone wrote in the caption, it's 2022 and we're still talking about Jim Crow. So, yes and no to your question. But
yes, it's changed. It's now, is it where it should be? No. Is it but are we moving? When you say that it hasn't changed at all, that means we don't have a direction.
Called you Andy Shudberg.
Andy what?
Shudberg.
But how do we know we're going in the right direction if there's no change? And there is a change, and that's how I know that this is the right direction. Listen, and as much as white people love to bring up Obama as the change, I don't look at it as the sea change where we're now moving officially 100% in the right direction. But could Obama happen at that time?
Absolutely not. They weren't ready for him. There's no way that I could emerge with the state that the country was in. Things have gotten much better. White women are allowed to openly tongue a black man in the open. So things are very, very different. Back then, if you wanted to kiss a black man, you had to do it at night in an alley. That way he blended in with the atmosphere and it looked like you were just French kissing a building.
To me, it's not a win point because it's not enough. And I understand when it's not enough. But we can't know we're going in the right direction if we don't know that what direction we're going in. It seems like we're moving in that direction. I hope that we get there sooner than later. It's been long enough. It shouldn't be where we're at. This is where we're at. I do feel it is better. But to anybody who's missing a loved one or has dealt with a situation where you have been in a place where you felt it and you know what it's about, you know it's a racial injustice. Yeah, I can't say that to that person. They're experiencing the same shitty situation that's happened in the past. And I want them, we are moving in a different direction, but if it's still happening to you, I get why you can't say that.
It's been too hard living, but I'm afraid to die. 'Cause I don't know what's up there beyond the sky. A change gonna come. New Cosby documentary from Braden 45. Hey guys, BC here. Hope all is well. I've loved that you guys have been watching and reviewing a lot of docs lately. The Sesame Street and Action Park have definitely been highlights for me. LOL. Just found out that Camille Bell is doing a 4-part Bill Cosby documentary about him, the allegations, and the impact of everything surrounding it. I'd love for you guys to watch and do a breakdown of it if y'all get the time for it. Though I know you got a lot of movies on the back burner already, I have a link of the trailer at the bottom. All the best, BC. Oh, I look forward to this.
Kamal.
Mm.
No, Kamal.
Oh, is it how you say it?
Yeah.
Come on. Did I say it again?
Kamal Bell.
Come on.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I didn't say it right. You said it right the second time. You got to have it that
The black shit. Come on.
Yeah, that one. I said Kamal. You gave it the.
Okay. Okay, he's like a black father talking to his kids when it's time to go. Hey, y'all, come on. All right, I got it. Can't wait to see that.
Are you interested in this documentary?
Absolutely. For comic reasons and for documentary reasons.
I want to know, is it about Bill Cosby? Is it about the Cosby Show?
I'm sure it's all about everything. The legacy, the legacy, the fuck up, all that. Yeah. You know,
I was waiting for it.
You know, whenever I want to tell the story to a woman, and I want us to enjoy the moment, but I also want to get pleasure out of it, guess what you call it when I put my penis inside of her as I tell my story? Do you know what it's called, Andy?
No.
It's called the Dickumentary.
Because you're not going to know about it until you watch it on screen?
You're not going to know about it until you see it on the screen. But when I tell it to you and they have a penis in your booty, and it's called, she says, what is this? It's called the Dickumentary. And then when I pull out and I jizz on the titties, I yell, scene. All right. From Tremond Nicholson. Oh, you know this is a black person. Tremond. Karen's Gone Wild. A&A. I thoroughly enjoyed your show in Milwaukee/Brookfield, but I was very disappointed to hear about your Cracker Karen interaction after the show. If it ever happens in Milwaukee again, feel free to notify me, and I will be happy to put some nigger junk in her mouth. Jesus Christ. Nigger junk. Holy shit. White bitch, if you don't shut up, I'm going to put my nigger junk in your mouth.
I can't wait to use
You almost said it, motherfucker.
It was so fucking funny. That's stage worthy. Right?
That's hilarious. You almost had a moment. You went, you got yourself in stage.
Dude, because that's you on stage saying
Nigga
that.
junk. Oh,
I can see you saying it to someone who's talking during your set.
You know what? What's his name? Yo, Tremont, I might steal your shit, homie. Nigga junk.
Because as soon as you said that, we both laughed at the same time.
Dude, and I didn't pre-read this.
No.
Oh, nigga junk. Wow. When I do another comedy special, I'm going to put brought to you by Nigga Junk Productions. Not out of anger, but an attempt to promote racial harmony, OJ style. I'm giving her all the juice. I'm new to the podcast, but I've heard you take skit requests. Yeah, okay. I've always wanted to see a First 48 with Ozzy Osbourne and James Brown as the detectives. Almost forgot. We all know that Front Row Lewis, a.k.a. R2-D2, is either paying that big titty broad or they've known each other since grade school and he scooped her up when she was fat. Stay funny and be blessed. Trey Nicholson. I like Tremont, nigga. Yeah, I'm going to have to think about that. I want to do that one a little bit of justice.
Ozzy Osbourne?
Yeah.
Well, you wouldn't understand anything you're saying.
Right. You wouldn't understand either one of them motherfuckers.
Yeah, well, yeah. But
I'm supposed to be married. Somebody died. But what that is the evidence. You got evidence. Evidence. Do we have evidence? See blood splatter. See blood splatter. How many splatters do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Blood splatter. Wow. You know, I'm the Prince of fucking darkness. You know, I'm the Prince of darkness. And I'm the Godfather. So, let's get out of here. Go back to the laboratory and check it out. James, be careful. You know, that spot right there, it's got blood on it. Don't slip and fall. Wow! My back. All right.
Dude, I think we should do... dude, I'm giving you all these skits and we're not filming anything, but we should film 2 puppets. Mm-hmm. The Muppets.
One is James Brown.
One is James Brown and one's the Count from Sesame Street. And they're fighting about the Count. Okay. They're trying to count for the kids.
Right.
But James Brown's the one.
Right. Why are you taking my job? That's my job, James Brown. 1, That's because you don't do it with soul. Let me show you how it's done. 1, 2,
I'm telling you, that's a fucking hit right there.
All right. Oh, God. Long time. All right. From Ace Williamson. Long time listener, first time writer. From Mr. I Whips Pussy. What up, A&A? Long time listener and first time writing in. Now, Aries, I know I've heard you on multiple occasions highlight your top 5 rappers, NBA players, actors, and comedians. But I just got to know, who's in your top 6 to 10 list as far as Marvel, DC comic book characters, rappers, actors, comedians, and NBA players? Like, what's your B tier list made of? I'll phrase the same question to Andy. I think it'll make for a good conversation. I ask because you be so damn passionate when you be explaining who's in your top 5 when it comes to different areas of entertainment. And those are some of the best parts of the podcast to me, because your voice gets loud when you express your passion for Mike versus LeBron. I know them hotel walls be shaking like a 5-pound fat bitch jumping around after seeing Master Splinter run across the hotel room floor. It'll also be interesting to see if there's a difference between you and Andy's list. Thanks for taking the time to read this. Peace and blessings. You know, I did pre-read this one, and I got to say, dude, honestly, I'm not a big-time comic book guy like that. And I am a Marvel fan, and I really couldn't get past 2. My number 1 to me is Iron Man. I think it was the role Robert Downey was born to play, destined to play. I couldn't see anybody else doing Iron Man. I know in some social media memes, they've had Tom Cruise in the Iron Man suit, and it just didn't feel right.
They said Tom Cruise is going to be one of the Iron Men in this multiverse.
Are you serious?
I don't know if it's going to be a big cameo or just a real quick, Iron Man. But yeah, I heard that.
Yeah.
I cannot see that at all.
Yeah, I can't either.
That's the shortest Iron Man.
Yeah. RDJ to me is Iron Man, but he would be my number one. Spider-Man number 2. And then after that, this is where I stopped caring. But if I had to pick, 5, Hulk, Captain America, Black Panther, and Thor. But I really, I don't care past the 2. It don't mean that much to me.
You couldn't put DC in there? I thought he said DC.
No, he said Marvel. Did he? I thought he only said Marvel. Did he say DC?
I thought so.
Oh, well, if you could put DC in there, Iron Man, Spider-Man, Superman, even though they don't seem to be able to get it right, Batman, and then, Black Panther.
I don't know that Superman ever gets done right because it doesn't exist. It's the perfect superhero.
Well, Lex Luthor is arch nemesis foe. And then, forget what that motherfucker's name is. The thing he fought in Batman versus Superman. Doomsday?
Yeah.
Is
it Doomsday?
I think it's Doomsday.
But if you have the perfect superhero, like all the other ones, the thing about all the other superheroes is Batman is a regular guy so he has that. Everybody has a weakness or something the only weakness, and the weakness was developed after Superman was created. They had to have something. They came up with the kryptonite.
Right.
You have a perfect superhero. It's hard to play something that's perfect.
Right.
You don't have weaknesses. I think I would rather have fun with it where he's perfect, but he has to play Clark Kent, so he has to do everything. To me, Superman would be funnier almost as a comedy where the guy is this perfect superhero, but then he has to play a goofy dude so that no one recognizes him.
Right.
And, so that to me would be funnier. But Superman's tough. I don't think they'll ever. And as far as superheroes goes, he asked a lot of questions, so I don't know which one.
Yeah, but do you have a top?
Well, Iron Man was always my favorite. It really was.
Right.
And when John Favreau, how do you say his name?
John Favreau.
Yeah, when he got the rights to that, I was ever going to have the money to get the rights for that. But I was disappointed. I was like, if I could ever do anything in that genre, that's what I would like to do is Iron Man. But Iron Man is probably there with the guys that I used to collect were Iron Man, Captain America. I mean, I like the Fantastic Four, but that was in there. But I would have to go Batman, Superman.
Spider-Man's not in there.
I like Spider-Man, but I don't know that was my top. I'd probably take Captain America over
Spider-Man.
Yeah, I liked him at the time when I was reading comic books. But the X-Men, art-wise, was one of my favorites.
Right.
So I'd probably put the X-Men in there. Spider-Man was there, but it was just everybody liked Spider-Man. So I was trying to find something cooler. I guess I don't know.
Right. All right. Carmen Soto. The ass whooping I thought I dodged.
I like everybody. Everybody has that one where they thought they got it.
Right. Oh, yeah. What up, A&A? You said, where are all the females who got ass whoopings? Here's one. Growing up, my dad was battling demons, which always lashed out onto me. This certain time I was around 11 and gotten so many ass whoopings that they were almost a residual thing. I was outside with the neighborhood kids. My house was the hangout spot. I thought my dad was in the backyard when I called one of my friends a punk ass. Instantly after, we all hear a thunderous, Chip, get your ass in here. Chip is my nickname. Call me this from this day forward, please. Me and my ass knew it was coming, but instead he started lecturing me. I was happy as fuck. He tells me, go to my room. I'm done for the day as far as outside goes. Well, all the windows were open in my house. I got to my room and slowly closed the door, and the air/wind of the house grabbed my door and slammed the fuck out of it. It was so quiet in the house, I heard my dad put his beer down and say to himself, oh, this motherfucker want to slam doors. If I was on a TV show, that would have been the perfect stare at the camera with the ain't that some shit face. That's one of many ass whooping stories. You guys stay blessed. All right.
I like how this went down. Want to slam doors.
Oh, this motherfucker want to slam doors. All right.
That's how if my dad felt like I was disrespecting him, there was an issue.
What did she say she wanted to be called from now on? Do you remember? Oh shit! God damn, that was quick.
Sorry, my brain ain't gonna hold that in.
Okay.
Dude, going back to the word I can't say in junk, I think that should be at the end.
What the word I can't say in junk? Nigga junk. That would sound great if Sam Jackson said it. Nigga junk.
Yeah, put motherfucker with it.
Nigga junk, motherfucker, or before it. Motherfucking nigga junk. You suck my motherfucking nigga junk.
Sam Jackson, man, that he hadn't even thought of that one.
Man.
That would be the one.
Man. Louis Blackshear. Never doubt the old school whippings. Happy New Year to you both. I hope all is well with your holidays and families. A few episodes ago, you guys were talking about doing a show on funny ass whoopings. Well, let me get my story in now. First off, we can agree that if you were a child in the 70s and 80s, the number one rule passed down from grown folks to kids when you went outside to go play is no running in and out. Well, my younger brother learned a severe lesson at my grandparents' house outside of Watts, California. Thus, he got his ass whooped by my grandfather. Now, the question is, what is funny about a whooping from Grandpa? Well, the nigga had glaucoma. Grandpa was retired from the city of Los Angeles and a World War II vet. Additionally, he was an old school Southerner who, in my opinion, were the architects of Southern ass whoopings. Grandpa warned us that the next one of us kids to come in the house, he was going to whip your goddamn ass. Now, what makes it so funny is that in addition to the glaucoma, Grandpa was drunk as hell. Till this day, I don't know what my brother was thinking when he decided to walk directly in front of Grandpa. Grandpa's chair sat against the wall, and he had a coffee table that sat in front of him. So in order to walk directly in front of him, you had to go in the space between his legs and the coffee table. Now, remember, I said Grandpa was a vet, an Army vet to be precise, so the nigga had a grip that was unshakable. Once Grandpa would grab you, escaping was no option until Grandpa decided. So I guess my brother was trying to be cute, experiment to see if Grandpa would catch him. But the whole scene was like watching a train wreck. Horrible, yet very intriguing. I'm a firm believer in the idea that the worst part about any ass whooping is waiting for it to happen. This was definitely the case with my brother. Grandpa grabbed that nigga with one hand, then stood. Grandpa asked, eerily calm, "Didn't I say I was going to whoop your goddamn ass if you walk through here again?" Grandpa started slowly pulling off his triple-latched leather belt that was damn near the size of a razor strap. He began to whip my brother, and I swear I thought my brother was about to start yelling Toby. Myself and two stepsisters were outside. Toby. Kunta Kinte. Oh, Toby, that's right. Two sit were outside on the front porch watching the whole scene in tears from laughter. It was like watching a pit bull have its way with a chihuahua. Well, I know this was lengthy, but a story I wanted to share. Before I cut y'all loose, out of all the Eddie Murphy movies you guys talked about, I never heard y'all talk about Distinguished Gentleman. That was one of my favorites because Eddie used humor to put the government on blast, and he was in rare form with the impersonations. I know you were just getting your career started at the time, Aries, but I wanted to know, have you seen it, and what were your thoughts of the movie? He put out not too long after Boomerang. Well, much love to you fellas, and I hope the very best New Year to you both. LB4. I didn't really care for Distinguished Gentleman. I thought it was one of his weaker movies. Didn't really do it for me like that.
I thought they were trying to capture the old Eddie Murphy, getting the...
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The writing wasn't good.
Right.
There's two things. One, because she's saying it was her grandpa.
Mm-hmm.
My stepdad's father, who was my grandpa, but I'm just trying to explain it. So he's an old Italian dude,
mm-hmm.
and he used to just say he didn't think I was disciplined. I wasn't as that kid that his son inherited.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of the whole family seemed to try to like mold me into like their kid is what they were trying to do, I think. But I will never forget. I did something. He stopped me and he goes, "Do you know what the 5 fingers are?" And I go, no, what's the 5 fingers? And he goes, 1, 2,
Slap.
3, 4, 5. If you do that again, you're going to be introduced to the 5 fingers. I didn't know what I really still didn't know what it meant. I was a kid. I did it again, and I got whacked. Just whacked. And he goes, that's what the 5 fingers.
Right.
And from that moment on, I avoided those. And he's an Italian dude with those big sausage hands. So fucking. But that and I came running into the house. Wasn't supposed to be running in and out of the house. And I left the door open. It cracked. It didn't shut all the way when I came running in the house. And so nothing made my dad madder than leaving the door open. Running in the house was bad, but he left the door. And I ran in so fast that I was already to the hallway, which my bedroom was the next door. And the front door is actually further. My dad said, "You're going to leave the door open? Shut that door." And I had stopped. And I was like, I looked back at the door and how far away at my bedroom. And I just wanted to grab this thing on the bed. And I went to go to the door, but then I went back to my bedroom real fast because I thought I could get it and run out before and faster than if I just turned around and went back. My dad came off that chair because I didn't respect what his wish was to shut the door, and I in front of him went back into the room and didn't shut that door, and he took that as like, I don't have to listen to you.
Right.
So I meant more than 5 fingers. I love these stories because they remind me of beatings that I got that I have forgotten about.
Again, I think for some people this might be semi-therapeutic. Just love Chico's shotgun. Hey guys, hope y'all's holidays are well. So yesterday I was at work delivering mail and I had to go back out for overtime. It's around 6 and I went to this one house and it was dark outside. I dropped off the letters and then proceeded to the next one. Then all of a sudden I heard this noise. I stopped and I heard in a female voice saying, "Don't move. I have a shotgun and I know how to use it." I dropped the mail and put my hands up. I said, "Ma'am, I'm a mailman and I just drop off some mail." She didn't believe me and asked, oh yeah, you work for the postal service. Then who's the regular on the route and what is his nationality? I shouted his name and said he's Vietnamese. So she puts the gun down. I turned around and she sees the reflectors on my work vest. This white bitch then says, OMG, I'm so sorry, honey. It's just don't you. It's a little too late to deliver the mail. Did you write this while she was pointing the shotgun at you? $10 a lot of. All right. Then this white. I replied in an angrily and nervous way. If you have a complaint, I can provide you my office number to speak to the manager. I got back in the truck, get my ass back to the office, and took the rest of the mail, then went home. I didn't know if I was going to die. One of the most scariest feelings in the world. Felt like I had to share this story with you guys. Thanks for reading the email. I have a question for both of y'all. If you had one person to bring back from dead, who would it be? It could be anybody your heart desires, family, friend, celebrity, etc. Do you think that his situation that was racial? Because I could see where one would make the connection, but I don't know that it felt.
Well, I'm not in the presence of the situation, so if she automatically heard someone and had a gun right there, I think that it's kind of scary that this woman has a shotgun and she's ready to go at the moment she hears someone. So do I think at the moment, if it happened that fast, click, click, boom, you have someone, you hear someone, you pull the gun. Maybe not racial if she didn't even see him. If it was later, didn't really see him, just heard someone out there. Mm-hmm. But if she saw him at all, right, and the first thing she does is grab her gun, then yeah. But I don't know what the situation is.
Right.
What do you what do you say?
Well, I mean, look, if she saw the vest with the reflectors on it, I would think that would be a dead giveaway.
But she said after he turned around, she saw
that's
him.
Right. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, cause when he goes, "This white bitch," I'm like, damn, it feels racial, but maybe it wasn't.
If you have a gun right there, I think you had some other problems that you might have. I mean, I don't know.
Well, unless you
unless you just want
to, how your shit got broken into.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, you're ready for it.
Right.
I don't know. But dude, what if the dude doesn't know not everybody knows everybody who delivers the fucking mail to each address.
Right.
What if he didn't know?
Right.
That's even the scarier part to me. And then, I don't know. But if she would have turned around when he turned around and she saw it and she was like, "Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It wasn't what I didn't get it because you that's where the $10 a lot of money came in."
Right.
I guess, man, when you turn around and go, "I'm sorry, I didn't know." I would have thought she would have said something like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I've had some problems here with people trying to get into my house.
Right.
My apologies, whatever." The way she said, I don't know. It's easy. It's easy. She's a white woman with a gun just to say it was racial. I don't know.
Right.
But I wouldn't blame anybody for thinking that, though.
If I could bring back somebody musically, it would be Biggie. Because again, I'd like to see what he would do or what he would have done with hip hop. If I could bring somebody back comedically, it would be Patrice, for the same reason, what he could do with comedy. If I could bring back somebody historically, it would be Dr. King. To see what he would make of all this. So there's mine. Comedically, who would you bring back? I ain't gonna say Pryor.
No, because Pryor was not healthy.
Right.
He wasn't good. He
He was old, right?
He wasn't in a good space. I mean, I wouldn't want to bring back someone that had a. See, this is where my brain thinks too much. Now I have to go. Am I bringing back someone for good, for just my own services? I mean, if he's in pain, he has MS. Right. He's not feeling good. I'm going to bring him back. I'd be pissed. I'd be like he'd be like Superman coming back. Right. When, why'd you fuck with me? Why would you do that? No, he's probably the person I would most like to meet that I would find the most interesting.
Right.
Patrice, like you said, it would be very interesting to see what he could do with comedy now. But he also, I'm sure, I know he would have liked to have lived longer, but
right.
His health. I'm trying to think if there's anyone in there. And is it bringing him back, or do you just get a day to talk to him?
Either or.
I would like to bring back Johnny Carson.
Really?
I'd like to have a conversation with Carson.
Okay.
I think it would be very interesting to have that conversation with Carson. But the only reason I said Carson instead of Pryor is because I don't want to bring back someone that's sick and unhealthy and unhappy.
What about musically?
No, they're all dead for a reason.
Damn.
Who would you bring back? I would like to. I mean, I'd bring back someone I'd want to have a conversation with, but I don't know.
Oh, Jim Morrison.
Nah.
No?
Nah. He got fat. He was a poet more so than a musician. He was.
You wouldn't want to bring back Elvis?
Nah, I don't need to talk to Elvis.
Hey, Andy. I'm glad you brought my bar. I'm kind of hungry. You ever had a banana and peanut butter sandwich made by a fat nigga? By a fat female black nigga?
I would like to, if you bring back skinny Elvis, if I can bring back
sexy Elvis.
Yeah, I'm not going to bring back fat Elvis.
Right. And I'm taking a shit next here. You mind give me some toilet paper? You can put underneath the door. That's a horrible Elvis.
Musically, who would I like to have come back that would, there's a singer I didn't bring up in an episode that I think is a great singer that I could have put on my list.
Who?
Janis Joplin.
Really?
Yeah, she had that gravelly voice. She was interesting. That would be pretty interesting to have a conversation with her. Yeah, man, I don't know. I don't have a music person I would bring back. I don't need to talk to anybody from music.
Relatives?
Oh, you know who I'd bring back? I'll tell you who I'd bring back now that we said it. That's who I would bring back, without a doubt. That's who. Now I'm not going to remember the name though because I said that. Sexual Healing.
Marvin Gaye.
Yeah, because that dude didn't get.
Right, I got you.
And that he was healthy.
Right.
He had his whole career to go. He was just going to make. It was going to be interesting. Right. So we were talking about that before. That's who I'd bring back for music because that would be meaningful. And then what was the other one? Is that it?
I think that was
historically?
Yeah.
Everybody says Jesus is like the cool answer to give. So you can talk to Jesus.
No, I don't want to talk to Jesus.
Oh, fuck. I could have brought back John Lennon, too.
God,
I'm trading my comedian, and I'm bringing back John Lennon.
So no Johnny Carson.
No Johnny Carson. Fuck Carson.
Right.
We're gonna do Lennon.
And historically,
dude, I'd like to bring back. God, if I say this, people are not gonna be happy with what I'm gonna say. I'll say it. It might make people understand my the reason I think the way that I do. I bring back Hitler.
Dude, can we stop for a second? I swear to God, on everything I fucking love, I was in my head. I was thinking that.
I want to know why.
I swear to God, I was gonna make a joke and go, nigga, why not Hitler? And just go, why?
No, I want to know why. I would like.
I swear to God, I was thinking that.
I want to know where the madness comes from that you would feel that that's what was necessary. I would love to know what would make that happen. I'm saying it, and if you look at, if you could see me, you can see me on this, but I'm emotionally affected by the fact that I said that out loud. But yeah, that would be my answer.
Right.
And it's a horrible answer because it doesn't do me any good. It doesn't do the world any good. But I would just, if I could, if that one I could only bring back, I want 5 minutes only. I just want to know why.
Damn. All right. Shit. Justin in the Trees, Action Park, and swear words. Oh, goodness.
Yeah, that was last night's peas and tacos.
What's good, A&A? Quickly before I have to take my wife to work, just wanted to get this email in. So I ended up hearing the podcast about Action Park, then proceeded to watch the doc. Holy shit, was this a great documentary? The home video footage was awesome to actually see the rides and know this wasn't some exaggerated story that kids made up. Was pretty sweet. The two things I thought were the greatest part of the documentary was the part when they told the story and how the adults would drink at night and go racing into Moto World and literally fuck shit up. And second was how kids would have to do wild ass shit on the Tarzan swing, and having the adults and kids in line call you a pussy or a fag was exactly what the 80s were. Just a blatant fuck yous and get over it. And yes, I meant the yous spelt like that. Anyway, the next day, I watched a documentary with Nicolas Cage on Netflix called The History of Words. The documentary to me was hilarious, but I'm just fucking stupid like that. The first episode is the word fuck, ep 2 is shit, 3 is bitch, and so on. The documentary is honestly interesting and digs up a lot of facts I had no idea of. Just thought I would share my thoughts on Action Park and drop another documentary for a discussion. Anyways, peace, family. And P.S. Aries, for you to drop a special or an album. So come, King. We waiting here, and I know when it comes, I'm going to be dying laughing. And Andy, don't think I forgot about you. I can't wait to hear this hour you're doing. Love y'all. Stay up. Oh, okay. Well, appreciate that, Justin the Trees. Yeah, man. Fuck yeah.
You know, the greatest thing about the only thing that I really got out of the pandemic that I really enjoyed was getting the opportunity to justify watching this much television.
Right.
You know, like I didn't have to justify it. It was the fact that I'm at home. But these docs, like I probably would have never watched Action Park had I not.
Right.
You know, and that's great. And there's some great documentaries out there, but that one is one of those ones that, you know, what Action Park about a theme park? What am I going to get out of it?
And I saw the preview for it when I was watching something on TNT that week. I told you about it. So I just happened to catch the preview. They were like, coming up next. And they were showing the preview, and I watched it. And that's when I called you and was like, yo, this thing is, you know, but otherwise I wouldn't have known about it.
No, I really enjoyed that. Like I said, when I found out about it, I called everybody I knew from New Jersey. Did you go here? And then I was trying to get the stories from the people that went there.
Right.
And everything that they said in the doc, 100% true.
Yes.
So that's what was great about it. What was the second part on this? It's about...
The hour, your hour?
No, there was something before. Just said about, I don't know.
Dude, you cannot retain.
It just slips, man. It just slips right out. Yeah, and I have, because, and I said this to you when we were at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I have, I don't come with any notes or anything. All the shit's in my head. I have too much shit in there. Like, I'm going to have to start
taking notes.
Just take a night, get a hard drive, man. Dump some of this shit that I have in there. I got too much shit in there. People, I don't think people really understand. There's no notes. There's nothing prepared. This is all just in my head. There's a lot in there, but I can't always pull it out, and I shit like this. I got 2 all beef patty, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun locked in there. I don't have room for something that just got said right now.
Jeez. Okay. You said it with such speed. Momomomoki, did you know? What up, my niggas? So after the recent episode 328, water pressure, I got some did you know for y'all. Aries, when you said the spaceships in the Independence Day movie had seatbelts, I died laughing because I never realized that shit. LOL, that movie was in the stomach of my childhood. I was like 7 or 8 when it came out. I'm like, how the fuck? I never realized that shit. But now let's get to this shit. Did y'all know that Tupac was originally the lead role for Independence Day? But due to his death, the production team still wanted a rapper actor for the role. And that's how Will Smith got the role. Crazy, right? Tupac is just all in Will Smith Kool-Aid between only getting that role because of Pac death and the mystery relationship with Jada. Will Smith got to be like, I'm tired of this nigga. Now, I want y'all uncut answer. Was it a save that Will Smith... oh, God. Was it a save that Will Smith got the role, LOL, or do you think Pac would have been a good fit? Moki. I think that it was an absolute save that Will Smith got that role. I can't see Tupac playing that role.
It wouldn't have been able to be comedic.
No.
You're going to have Tupac dancing on the plane going, thug life, fucking aliens, thug life.
And Tupac, that's not his kind of movie, man.
But it would have been a different movie. It would have had to be a different movie. Unless he has some comedy chops that we don't know about, he would have done it, played it more as
street shit.
Well, as he could have been more action starish.
Right.
Will Smith played it kind of comedic under,
right.
I don't know that it works. And then who are the other characters? Because now you have to change all the other supporting roles because they have to play up against Tupac, which is different. It could it's one of those things where I would say this about it. I don't think it's a save. I think it's this. I think that Beverly Hills Cop, it was Eddie Murphy.
Right.
And Cobra was Sylvester Stallone.
Right.
They're the same. It was the same script that Sylvester Stallone just rewrote it and made Cobra, where Eddie Murphy went off and made a more comedic because Beverly Hills Cop wasn't set up that comedic at first.
Right.
That was Eddie Murphy's way, and then Sylvester Stallone's way was Cobra, and I think that would have been the same thing. You would have found a different movie.
Yeah. Dude, I don't know if you've seen this meme, but geez, meme. It was the funniest shit. One of the funniest things I saw. They had a picture of Tupac made up to look like an 80-year-old man.
I saw that.
You saw that, dude. And it said in the caption, if Westbrook was the shooter. Yo. Oh, that was fucking, that was great.
See that this is what's comedy. That's what's so funny about comedy. You're going, like you feel the pain in it,
right?
But it's funny.
Mm-hmm.
That's the best comedy. That's what's missing from the idea of what comedy's supposed to be.
And going back to what you guys heard us allude to a little bit when I was defending comedy on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame MTV episode, when I was arguing, and a lot of people, I got like 162 likes, but I also got like 200 comments. And a lot of people were like, yeah, man, Willie D is from Houston, the Ghetto Boys. And I'm cool with Willie, like I said. And Willie had said, me and him kind of talked about it. He was like, hey, man, everything ain't funny. And I said, look, man, no matter how tragic something is, it's funny to someone. Might not be funny to you, might not be funny to the majority of people. Someone somewhere is laughing. You cannot tell people they don't have the right to their feelings and they don't have the right to their laughs. And so many people hit me up and went, Aries, Martin Luther King is one of our heroes. He's sacred. He's never to be touched. No joke about Martin could ever be funny. I got one of the funniest jokes on the planet. So don't tell me that. Now, this is where you come in, my Kraut friend. Oh, that's German, isn't it?
German.
Yeah, God damn it. You know what I was thinking of?
There was German Jews.
Oh, were they?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, then my Kraut friend. I was thinking of a great line from Godfather when he goes to see the guy about giving him the role and horse.
Yeah.
And let me tell you something, my something Kraut friend. Yeah. Anyway, a lot of black people were saying this. Y'all joke about our heroes and everything else. If you really that ballsy, make jokes about the Holocaust or make jokes about Jews. I bet you won't do that. Can a person that's not Jewish make a funny Holocaust joke?
Dude, the thing, there's no Jews that wouldn't make a joke. And Jews have to accept because they make jokes. Anybody can make that joke. Do you not... The movies right after the Holocaust, they were making jokes and...
Mel Brooks, Hitler jokes.
But even before that.
Right.
I mean, right up until right after the war. I mean, these...
But can a black person do that?
Again, like you said, if it's funny enough, anyone can make the joke. It has to be funny, right?
Yeah, absolutely, based on the topic.
Now, let me ask you this question. You just said you have a Martin Luther King joke. It's funny, right?
Right.
You think it's one of the funniest.
Mm-hmm.
Could I make that joke?
That's where your brilliance comes in.
But you already said your joke's brilliant.
You talk about my exact joke? Could you say that?
Because that joke that you have, there is nothing racial in that joke.
Right. Wow. Technically, you could.
Would it go over?
Probably not well.
So
you're white.
Because there are some limits to this.
Yeah, but that's limits in people's minds
Yes.
and their own personal feelings. There's going to be somebody that if you made that joke, thinks that's hilarious.
Yeah.
I told you that joke did.
But emotions get in the way of comedy sometimes.
Right.
And we got to understand what people don't understand about comics in general. The moment someone dies, the comic is putting together a joke almost immediately. Right. And the reason we do that isn't because we're bad people. It's because that's how we get through life, is by making fun of shit, pointing out shit, making it funny for us. That's how we survive.
Right.
And that is the instinct when you talked about Jews. How we survived that was making fun of Hitler. There is movies about Hitler because it needed to be made fun of. So this precious world, what's funny though, in Cleveland is this. I have a joke where I say something about the Holocaust and it was very touchy here. Like it's a groaner because Midwest and Cleveland itself and they're very I talk about my son and the emotional connection that people make with me because I talk about my son is stronger here than in a lot of places. Even if they didn't laugh at the joke, it's because I don't know what the emotional connection about Cleveland is, but certain jokes I did hear, they kill everywhere else.
Right.
It was emotionally too connected for them.
I want to read this last email. I want to make this point, then I want to read this last email. God, I hope I can find it because the way they described it was perfect. But before I get to that, I told you one of the jokes that make me laugh in a you're not supposed to laugh kind of way is that joke that Dom Irrera told about the two pedophiles on the bench in the park, and the one girl walks by and she's like 7 years old, and he looks at that guy and he goes, "Hey, you see that girl right there?" And the other guy goes, "Yeah." He goes, "She used to be so hot back in the day." Like, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but because
it's fucked up, but you go, oh my God, like back in the day, this bitch is 7, nigga.
Right. So it's the pedophile perspective. It's not nice.
Right.
But okay, now you had a glimpse into a pedophile's mind. How fucking funny, how stupid, how bad, how horrible. All those things are supposed to be in that joke. how horrible is supposed to be in that joke. If you walk away with nothing but the horrible,
Right.
that's on you.
Right.
And in that joke, and I make this reference on stage, that pedophile, those two pedophiles sitting on the bench exist only in that joke. They're not, I mean, they are out there.
Right.
But in that, what you were ingesting in that show wasn't that. It was the joke that Dom Herrera made.
Right.
People have to understand that this is how we get through shit, is by making fun of it.
Dude, that you know, you didn't make the joke, but the joke you told me about the ex-basketball player who's no longer with us, I was like, yo. You know what I'm talking about?
Oh, which one? I don't remember it. What?
I don't really want to.
You want me to tell it?
No.
Who is it? You can at least say the name of it.
Kobe. That Kobe.
Oh, you can't even say Kobe.
I
Oh,
just,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
But dude, that joke had nothing to do with his death. I mean, it did, but it didn't.
Yeah, but you can't tell that joke and not disconnect him from it.
You know, the thing with Kobe, the thing that makes it harder is that the reason you can joke about a Hitler, the reason I even think that the joke that he wrote, I thought was smart. The one that he wrote about Kobe is much is that his daughter died, and she's off limits as far as the joke goes. And this is the reason why I say this. She wasn't a star. She wasn't. You can't make jokes about regular people on the street. You can make a joke about people in general, but you can't point out Tom.
Right.
Tom isn't funny because Tom doesn't have any. He isn't well known. He isn't part of like our area that we're talking about. He's just an individual, and I think that the fact that his daughter passed with him
It makes it, you know.
Yeah, because she wasn't famous in that kind of way that she should have jokes made of her because she isn't at that place. And so when you make fun of that whole situation and she's in it, no matter how funny that joke is, there's a little of that residual that falls over to that side. But that joke was funny, and I don't mind tell it.
Listen, again, technically, you know, you just can't say, like, and I said this before, when people state their opinions like they're facts, and they go, it's not funny, you got to say to you can't say it's not funny and your word is law. Because if it makes somebody else laugh, what do? Are we living in communist Russia? If that's what they felt, that's what they felt.
Dude, I've done a joke in an audience before, and you've seen it where I say something, and I actually had a woman stand up and go, that's not funny. That's not, as the whole audience around her is laughing.
Right.
So not funny, like you said, to you.
Right. You know, I can't find the email, plus we're already there. But I will say this. One of the reasons why I love Family Guy is because I feel like some of my jokes and the way that they're told is so Family Guy in the way that, like when you watch Family Guy and they have Peter say something and then they cut to his thought or what he just said and they play it out. Now, visually, yes, you can see that off the cartoon. On stage, there's no visual other than the picture that I paint for you that you put in your head. But that says it, cut to it. And you play that out. I love that execution. I love that about Family Guy because it gives you what it is right there, front and center, raw, and you just go, oh.
But Family Guy gives you a buffer because it's a cartoon saying it. Even though it's a person's voice, it's a cartoon saying it. That's the difference. That's what people do. There is no difference between the cartoon saying it and us saying it. The difference is that you see it differently. But when a human says it to you, you have a problem. When the cartoon says it, oh, it's a cartoon.
Right.
It's the same.
But the reaction is the same. If it's something groan worthy, you groan.
Yeah, but you're not mad. You're never mad at the cartoon.
Okay.
And again, going back to that point about Hitler, man, after the war, look up there's plays, there's jokes, there's so much stuff about Hitler. It's all in there. People get through tragedy with laughter.
But again, it's coming from either a white person or a fellow Jewish person. So it's almost like a pass. If a black person did it.
If a black person did it and it's funny, it's going to be fine.
Right.
I say that. I stick to the Jews. Jews have used comedy to get through.
Everybody has.
Yeah. But not only have Jews used it, but Jews have profited off of it. They have careers that they built off of it. And pain makes you stronger. And I'm not trying to minimize anybody's pain. But as we go through things, as we develop, and you develop that skin, that quickness, that it all comes from protecting yourself from pain. It really does. I mean, I think so. I mean, there's comics that I think are funny that probably didn't go through bullshit. Right. There are some, but not the raw comedy, not the stuff that gets you deep.
Like, dude, I'm telling you, I so could see a Family Guy moment where if, like, let's say Peter took Lois out to eat. And she goes, how's the food, Peter? Oh, my God, it's like her butt-naked Barry White sitting Indian style on your tongue singing. And then cut to Barry White's fat black ass naked, sitting on your tongue. Baby,
He wouldn't be sitting, though. He'd be laying.
Laying, just laying on your tongue. But he's completely ass naked. And as he's singing, then you cut to Peter's eyes rolling. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Okay, but say that. Okay, that's true. And it's a cartoon and you're not mad at it.
Right.
Let me ask you this question. If he said everything that you just said and he said eating chicken on your tongue.
Even funnier.
Funnier?
Even funnier. How's the chicken, Peter? Oh, my God, Lois. It's like Barry White is butt naked laying on my tongue eating chicken.
See, that's funnier.
And in between bites. And when the baby go there, all the chicken good. Oh, my God. It's like we did a stereotype.
Now, if a white dude went on stage, though, and said, made the joke, is it funny? Or do you need the cartoon buffer to make it funny?
I think that's get away withable.
Get away withable. I like that word.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think we're at this crossroads where you want to interject your. I think this is where comedy has been used to make fun of political situations, and now comedy is being politicized, and we're using it against ourselves. I don't know that it's. I don't know if it can.
Do you know? Like, I secretly, like a kid that know he's gotten away with something. Like, I smirk when they go, Dr. King is sacred. You can't touch him. Like, you're telling me that, but what you don't know is I got a joke that's a monster. Funny as a motherfucker. Well, so I know that's not true.
Not only is it not true, but the fact is that if you laugh at something like that, that helps you with the pain of what is the reality.
Right.
And that's what I think people are missing. They think that we're making fun of and not giving you something to get through the pain of what is the reality.
There is nothing more worse. And it's not like it's an overwhelming groan. Oh, like when you do the Bob Saget shit, it's unanimous. Oh, but, and I think my shit should be more, oh, but when I go, yeah, that pussy was magnanimous. Pow. And I lean my head back to obviously illustrate the shot. You could hear a few black and white people go, oh.
No.
But yours is Bob Saget died a natural death or whatever he died natural.
Yeah.
But the fact that you say it, it gets, oh, we talking about a man that was shot in the neck. A civil rights icon.
The reason mine gets that, though, is because it was so recent. It was fresh. That's why. It's the Band-Aid just coming right off. There is a distance between the tragedy and time, because time makes everything a little easier to deal with. The reason I'm getting that grown, when I did that same, I did the same joke, and it was Betty White, and I didn't like doing it about Betty. Betty White was fun because it was Betty White, and I actually, God, I'm going to say this. It's this joke. I can insert anybody who passes recently. Betty White. It was Bob Saget. Using Bob Saget meant more to me because I knew that Bob Saget would find it funny. Betty White, I did it because it worked. Bob Saget, I knew if Bob Saget listened to the joke, he would go, "That's funny." And that's why as I go forward doing it, if I do it, it's going to be the comedians that I put in there, because I know those people will find it funny because it's a funny idea. The idea, and it's a simple idea, so I'm not going to say what it is on this podcast, but it's about comedy being an idea. That's what the whole joke is about. It's an idea. And people have to get out of their feelings. And I know that the people are going to listen and they're going to say, well, you can do better. You don't have to do. No, we have to.
But you can't. Come on, man. Don't tell us how to do our jobs. But come on, man. Nah, that's not what this, yo.
If it's funny, man, it's funny. And and I hate when people say, like we've talked about a little bit, that the idea that there is some things that are off limits. Man, when I'm doing jokes and the people that joke is going to hit are in the crowd, they want that joke. They need that joke because that's the ultimate in being inclusive, is to be part of it.
And then, of course, when you do the whole, this always happens. I was going to do this joke, but I don't know, or I'm not going to do it. They turn into Action Park on the Tarzan.
But so I don't say I don't know if I'm going to do it. I say I want to do it, but I don't know if you're ready for it, is what I've been saying.
Yeah, they dare you to think they can't handle it.
Because sometimes I go to do a joke and I'm like, this crowd is not fucking ready. And I try to set them up for it. I bring them along in in like 3 steps. But and then I'm like, man, this is just going to ruin the set for me.
Listen, you just said it. It's comedy rule. Timing is everything. And when you just said pulling the Band-Aid off, then all those sayings go together. Timing is everything. Too soon, pulling the Band-Aid off. Yeah. But if enough time go by, everything is touchable.
But my greatest joy, though, is doing the things that shouldn't be done right now, because those are the things that get you through it. That's important to me, man. When Richard Pryor does the joke about, sometimes it's hard to say the same things and not use the wording because it loses its translation. But when he's talking about the chokeholds that they have in LA,
okay,
that was going on at the time.
Right.
It was a funny joke, but you're saying something to get a point across.
Right.
That's important, man. What we do is as much as you need the relief, we need the relief, but it's important to make critical comments about the state that we're in as well. And we do that. And we don't do it in your face. It's not always about shoving it in your face. Sometimes it comes around the side. It sneaks up on you, but it's necessary. I believe in comedy. I couldn't do what I do if I didn't believe that it had some other motive besides chuckles.
You got to believe in what you're doing to be great at it. If you don't believe in it, then it shows. So, women that give blowjobs that don't believe in them, we see it in your face. We see it in your tug.
I need you to believe.
We feel it in your tug. It's not the same. So believe in it.
To that line that you added, that you put in there, but I don't want to give away any of your.
No, wait.
You added the father to it. That you don't even.
To
that line, just adding that to it,
right?
It just took it to another level.
Well, that stemmed off of whenever I'm in Florida, I would say, one of the reasons why I love Florida is because between the heat and the humidity, you girls dress like you don't like your fathers. But I can only do that in Florida. Yeah. So I was like, if I do it that way, I can do that anywhere. Like girls, you suck dick so good, he'll look at you and think, oh my God, she doesn't have a father. Right.
Dude, I just, little things, just words.
Right.
So, yeah, there's a craft, there's an art, but I think we're doing something. And, I could be completely wrong.
Sometimes until people write in and are specific about what we say or what we do or what makes them laugh, our own egos go, that's funny. But then when you don't get a feedback or you don't have a validation, you go, well, damn, maybe it wasn't. And I was getting a little disappointed because I was like, I thought that shit we did on the one episode recently where I talked about motorboating a woman with no breasts and it sounded like lips rubbing up against glass. And you said it sounds like sneakers on a basketball court. I was like, damn, man, I got nothing. But then the one dude hit me up on Instagram with like 1,000 skeleton emojis and 100 laugh emojis and was like, dog, when you said a chest with nipples and then you did the noise, he said, I damn near crashed. I tried to play that shit for my girl. She didn't find that shit funny at all. Which tells me from an immature level, that's hilarious.
But, you know, when you said that, and sometimes that's all you need is that one person to give you that validation.
Right.
After the set. And I would tell you, you broke my heart a little bit last night.
Did I?
Yeah, just a little bit. And you didn't actually, but I could have made it that way,
Right.
but you really didn't. I've been doing a joke that's rough. It's a rough joke, and it's you get it when you get it, but you don't get it until the very end. And if you get it, good. If you don't, I don't care. But it's part of the setup for me to keep going. And you were like, dude, I don't know about that joke for this audience,
Right.
and I was like, man, I thought I could get him with this, and I'm not going to. I had someone come up after the show and go and just look at me and go, listen, man, this shit you say is fucked up and funny as fuck.
Right.
And, just for like, and then I remember like Earthquake saying to me, don't go look for the crowd.
Right.
Let the people who like you, because that's who you're looking for. You're not looking for everybody. It's not your crowd.
Right.
And it meant more to me that I start, as I get that happening more and more, that makes me feel like, okay, so I'm on to something. Maybe it's not going to kill the whole room, but if there's, for every 100 people in a room, if 2 of them, I get 2% of the crowd, and they like me because of that, then I go, oh, it's worth it.
That's a weird take, but okay.
It's the way that I have to go with it, because I think that I found what I really enjoy doing, and it's not always going to work.
Okay, but all I'm saying is that when you're dealing with certain type of niggas from the D, we from the D, or from fucking, we from the Bay, we the Bay, and Cleveland. If you don't hit them niggas hard and fast,
Yeah.
they can turn on you.
But I give them a little bit at the beginning to get into the set.
Okay.
But then that middle part, but again, I'm telling you, and I saw it last night, and if you see it might be different tonight, but when that one joke that has relatives in my joke, it's too personal, man. They don't go for that personal shit out here like that.
Right.
That fucked me up more than the fucking shit that's hard and fucking scary.
Let me see something real quick.
It's visual. An ass that's big and bubbly.
All right, this is it. Dude, I just want to replay this a little bit, because these are the moments like what you just described. It's almost for you. Like, as long as I get, it's for me. Dude, at the end of that run, there's a pause where you and I just are thinking about what was just happened. And we simultaneously, at the exact same time, as we continue, there's a laugh that is had between the two of us. That immaturity, humor, funny, fun shit is for me. I love those moments, man. I love them. Wait, okay, let me.
And soft that you can touch and mold and play with and rub. And when you're hitting it doggy style, you got the visual of the wobble, 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 wobble. You know what I mean? They press up. Where's the fun? When you go out and they're good people and they have a nice face and they smile at you. You ever try to motor jet on the woman with no tits? No. It feels like you're smearing your lips on glass. What if it made that noise the whole time you're doing it? On a flat chest? What if it sounded like sneakers on a basketball court?
And it's not even a part yet. It's coming.
Sound like that's what it would feel like to motorboat. Just chest with nipples. So imagine having
It's this one.
buttocks and
When you just lose your shit and you're trying to keep it together, oh, there's nothing better than that, man.
You know what's funny though? It made me think about something. Bane, the
Batman?
You're
Batman.
Yeah. Do you think he's angry because he could never motorboat? Or do you think, like, if he wanted to go down on a chick, does he have to whip that shit off really fast?
Right.
And that's why his voice is so angry.
Right.
Because he never could.
You know how long I've waited to motorboat you? I shouldn't have to wait to motorboat a person's kids. My face already sounds like I'm buried in some pussy and I can't escape.
If she didn't have any titties, you'd just fucking leave it on, just scratch her.
Just scratch your buttocks with my mouth. All right. Anyway.
Why does it get dumber? Like, you just brought that up, and then we just took it to another dumber place.
Dude, I'm telling you.
With two children.
That's what it is. All right. Email AriesSpears45@hotmail if you got any questions or concerns. Some shit you want to get off your chest with nipples.
What if they're flat chested, but they have 3 nipples?
Oh, God, like speed bumps there.
Have you ever seen a girl that had an extra nipple?
No, and I hope I never do. It would gross me the fuck out.
It looks more like a mole.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Ugh.
It's just like this random. It's very common.
Oof.
You probably had it and didn't even know that it was there.
Oh, goodness, no.
Okay, do you want to tell everybody where we're going to be?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're listening to this Thursday, the 27th, and that's when Aries will be in Denver, the Improv in Denver, the 28th and the 29th. So you get them tickets because that will definitely sell out because it's only 4 shows, and I will be at the Helium in St. Louis in the garage. That's the show that I'm trying to get people to come out and support in St. Louis, Helium St. Louis, 28th, 29th. Only one show, 8 o'clock. It's not a huge room. It's a smaller room. If you could come out and support me, definitely appreciate it. Please tell someone you know that lives in St. Louis. I need people. And then after that, February 4th through the 6th, we're at the San Jose Improv. Always a fun room. Then on the 9th, I'll be back in Helium in Indy recording my hour. So if you can come out, want to be part of the album recording, come on out there. Tickets are inexpensive. It's on a Wednesday. It starts at, I believe, at 8. You'll be home by 10. Get out there. Then the 10th through the 13th, I'm going to be at still in Indy. I'll be finishing up my weekend there, finishing up recording. And not headlining, though, but it's going to be good shows. And then Aries Spears, the guy sitting to my left, will be at the Houston Improv with Neri Sands.
Yeah, Neri
Signs, not Sands. Sorry, Neri. Anyway, it's a cool show. Houston's one of my favorite places. I'm going to miss out on it, but then the following week, 17th through the 20th, DC Improv, one of the greatest places on earth.
Oh, boy.
That is the Disneyland for comics.
Yes.
And then the 25th through the 27th February will be at a new club, the Louisville Comedy Club.
I'm the greatest. I follow Joe Phrases. I'm Fred Henry Cooper, Joe's Shoulders of Violence. I'm the greatest, man.
So is that the biggest heavy hitter in Louisville?
What, the
Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
The heavy hitter, all heavy hitter.
See, and again, when we talk about jokes that make people go, oh, but, funny. I remember first time I went to Louisville, I had a sign on the street, Muhammad Ali Boulevard. And I told the crowd in Louisville, hey, man, I'm so glad I'm in Louisville, the home of the greatest fighter to ever live. But I wasn't sure what street I was on. I mean, it said Muhammad Ali Boulevard, but it was hard to read the street sign because it kept shaking.
What did they do? Was there some ahs?
Just some ahs.
But some laughter, right?
Some laughs, yeah.
Dude, how do you not get through it if you can't make fun of it?
Come on, man. Yeah.
He's the greatest, but we make fun of that, not to make fun of him, to make fun of life and this fucking shit we all have to go through.
Yeah. All right. Coming up, Gold Street Films. Name Dane, Dayne 1400. I think I did this before. This feels familiar to me. The number of Dane. I think I
don't remember it.
No. Let me see something real quick. I'm going to play it, see if it sounds like all the same shit. No, I didn't play this. So, Steve, cut that part out where I'm saying it's looking like the same. I'll just do it again. Coming in, erase that. 3, 2, 1. Coming up right now, this is Gold Street Films. Name is Dane, Dayne, Dayne, the number 1400. Instagram at Dayne 1400. Twitter at Dayne.1400. Don't know what the name of the song is.
But that's Dane at 1400.
That's Dane. Casey Kasem. Right now, coming up is Dane at 1400. Hey, baby, it's Wolfman Jack. Coming up right now is Dane at Dayne 1400, baby. All right. We're out.
That's it.
Thanks for listening to the Spears and Steinberg podcast. If you'd like to know who's responsible for this shit, well, it was hosted by Ari Spears and Andy Steinberg, produced by Steve Merrick and Anthony Holmes, executive producer, Big Papa, Robert Kelly, and Matt Klein-Schmidt for the Laugh Button podcast. For more information on where to find us, visit SpearsburgPod.com.